For fantasy basketball is on its way here tonight, but here's a few centers that can help you this week win your matchup, and you should pick them up off the waiver wire. The first one's Robin Lopez of the Washington Wizards, now with Thomas Bryant unfortunately out for the season. With a torn ACL, Robin Lopez, it looks like he's going to step up as the starting center in the lineup here for Washington, and he's a player who could help you decently. And last week in the first game where he played major minutes, 13 points, a rebound, and he shot 83% from the field. Lopez on the week last week, 6.7 points, 2 boards. He is 63% from the field, and on the season so far, 6 points, 3.5 boards, 4 assists, and 59% from the field. So Lopez, he's going to start. He'll probably play 25-30 minutes a game, with Wagner being the backup off the bench here for Washington, and Bertans obviously. But Rolo, he's definitely worth the roster spot. He's going to score a decent amount of points. His rebounds is something I want to see, but he's going to be good in field goal percentage as well. And right now, Robin Lopez, he's available in 94% of fantasy leagues. So if you need a big this week, or if you were a Thomas Bryant owner, I would go out there and get Robin Lopez. The second center I would add Dennis Cantor of the Portland Trailblazers. Cantor, he's still available in 54% of fantasy leagues, and like I've been saying for weeks now, he's a walking double-double. Last week, Cantor with decent averages, 7.7 points a game, 10.7 rebounds, an assist a game, 58% from the field. So you know what you're going to get from Cantor. You're going to get about 10 and 10, and that's very solid to have a guy in your fantasy lineup that you could pencil in for 10 points and 10 rebounds pretty much nightly for your fantasy team. And last week, Cantor, it was an up-and-down week. January 3rd at Golden State, 24 and 12. What a game it was for him. Then he had an off game versus Chicago on the 5th. 2 points, 10 rebounds, still 2 assists. Then versus Minnesota on the 7th, 10 points, 7 rebounds, and assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. And then versus Sacramento a few nights ago on the 9th, 11 points, 15 boards. So Cantor, he's got a knack for rebounding. I've been saying this for weeks now. He's also a better fantasy player than real life, and he should be owned in more leagues than 46%. The next center I would add this week's Dwight Howard of the Philadelphia 76ers. Howard, he's starting to play a bigger role here, and now with guys sick and Joel Embiid banged up, Howard, he's been starting and playing major minutes, and right now Howard, he's been putting up numbers the last couple games versus Brooklyn, 9 points, 12 rebounds, and assists. And then he started versus Denver a few nights ago on the 9th, 11 points, 11 boards, 2 assists here, 66% from the field. And last week, decent averages for Howard, 7.5 points, 10 rebounds, half a block a game, and 66% from the field. So if Embiid's going to be out a while, Howard, he's definitely worth an add. And right now with all the injuries and the guy's sick, Howard, he should be added in most fantasy leagues, and he's available in 87% of leagues, so go out there and get Howard if you need a center. The next guy's Kelly Olynyk of the Miami Heat, and Olynyk, he's banged up a little right now, but he's been putting up numbers in the last week or so is Kelly Olynyk, and he's definitely worth an add. We saw him last season be a decent part of this Miami team, and last week, great averages for him, 16 points, 6.3 rebounds, 2 assists, Olynyk, 4 threes a game he was hitting, 58% from the field. So Olynyk, his game yesterday was postponed due to the COVID outbreak on Boston and Miami, where both teams, they just didn't have enough players dressed. But Olynyk, he's got 3 games coming up this week. And last week he had some big games. January 4th versus OKC, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 5 threes, where he shot 77% from the field. Then versus Boston on the 6th, 11 points, 5 boards, 3 threes, 57% from the field. And then in Washington on January 9th, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, a block, and 4 threes. So Olynyk, he really could shoot the basketball. He's going to score double-digit points, and he could get a few assists and a few rebounds a game. And he's definitely worth an add if you could get him on your waiver wire. And he's also available in 65% of fantasy leagues. The next center is JaMychal Green of the Denver Nuggets. Green, he was on the Clippers last year, but this year he signed with Denver, and so far he's putting up pretty decent numbers, is JaMychal Green. Last week he had great averages, 12.3 points a game, 7.3 rebounds, 2.3 threes, and 50% from the field. So Green, he could wear it out from the three-point range, and he's a stretch forward and 5. In his last few ball games, he's starting to play more minutes, 20, 25 minutes a game. And January 5th in Minnesota, 17 points, 6 rebounds, and assists, 3 threes, 62% from the field. Versus Dallas on January 7th, 10 points, 9 rebounds, 2 threes, 40% from the field. And then at Philly, January 9th, 12 points, 6 boards, 2 threes, only 36% from the field. But last night versus New York, a great game, 10 points, 8 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and 2 threes, 80% from the field. So Jermichael Green, he's a 3-point specialist. He's scoring. He's getting a decent amount of rebounds, 6 or 7 a game. And his field goal percentage isn't going to hurt you. So he's definitely a guy I would get on waivers. And the final guy here I would add on waivers, on the waiver wire. He's probably only going to be a few game guy, but he's a deep league recommendation. And that's Tony Bradley of the Philadelphia 76ers. He got major minutes this last game versus Denver with everyone sick on Philly. And he had a huge game, 11 points, 15 rebounds. An assist, steal, and a block. 71% from the field was Bradley. So Bradley, he's going to put up numbers as long as he's going to play. Because Dwight Howard, he really can't play more than 25 minutes a game at this point. So as long as Embiid's out and a couple other guys, Bradley, he's going to have value as a guy coming off the bench here for Philly. And this week, he's got 4 games coming up, and he possibly could have a major role where he's going to play 25, 30 minutes in all of them. So Bradley, he's available in 97% of fantasy leagues, and he's a guy to keep an eye on that you possibly could add on the waiver wire with all the injuries and illnesses to the Sixer team. So that's a few centers I would add on waivers this week, heading into week 4.